So this is just going to be a very small mini haul, and it's a 2000 AD mini haul. It's just 2 books, but I thought I'd show you them. This is not a review; it's just a look at. I am going to be doing a review of this one very soon because I'm virtually finished. I have read it when it was in the prog, but as I did say in my little video, I now have stopped buying the prog, the weekly comic, because I love Rebellion's trade paperbacks of 2000 AD stuff too much, and I didn't want to double dip anymore. So this is the way forward now. I still get Judge Dredd magazine, but it's the graphic novels for the regular 2000 AD stuff. So first book is Silver Unearthed. This is by Michael Carroll and the artist Joe Curry. Joe Curry is fascinating. I'll just read you the synopsis of his bio. So as you can see here, he's spent his working life in creative fields, from working in a French foundry to working in the film industry, sculpting sets and props, including working on Wonder Woman. And then after studying at various art institutions, including the Royal College of Art and the Norwich School of Art, he has built a legion of fans who have been buying his fine art and sculptures for over 30 years and had his work featured in several exhibitions around the world, from New York to Frankfurt. His published comics work includes Custom Fast Wheels, which he also wrote, and Cosmic Music, which was written by English filmmaker Ben Wheatley. So this is not a new talent in the world of art, but it's a new talent in the world of comics. But it's a guy who's in his 50s. I think he is in his 50s or thereabouts, who just decided, I want to do comics now. So he's done everything else in the art field. He's done sculpture, he's done prop design, he's done special effects, he's done fine arts, which has been he's had exhibitions all around the world, and now he's come to the prestigious home of 2000 AD to do this story. So this main character is Silver. Just look at that cover. He's done the cover for this as well. And as it says here, something disturbing and gnarly and wildly shocking is coming your way. And it says here, the enemy of my enemy is a vampire. Earth, the year 2001, Space Odyssey. A group of armed survivors seeks out the resting place of a 500-year-old vampire to help them fight against an invading force of aliens known as the Sepsis. Baroness de Silva soon proves to be a powerful ally, fighting to defend her food source from the extraterrestrial enemy. So that's what I'm going to show you of that now, the synopsis. I'm going to, like I said, do a proper review once I finish reading it again. But let's just have a quick look at the art. This art is bloody gorgeous. Very, very European style. It's like a curious blend of Frank Miller's work from the Ronin period, with dashes of Mobius thrown in, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, and the Michael Joe Curry does his own colouring as well, which I think adds to it. So there's some really nice, interesting choices in colours. And just look at this artwork. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. I highly recommend picking this up. It's £16.99 full price, but you can get it cheaper online. But yeah, like I said, I'm saving a more in-depth look at it and a review of it in a separate video, which I'll most likely do some points over the weekend. So that's the first book, Silver. And now this is one that came today. And this came from, reason I kept it in the box, it's from a book company in the UK called Speedy Hen. They're very quick, very cheap. This came within 2 days of ordering it. I think I saved about £4 on it. If no, it could be more actually. Yeah, I think I saved about a lot more than that actually. And it's free delivery, and it comes recorded delivery, and it comes in boxes like this. This is why I just want to show you the difference between this and say your bog standard Amazon box, which is just like a giant envelope where they just ram whatever into the box, no matter what it is. So just open this up. Didn't do that very well. Okay. Let's try this side. Okay. Ow. Oh. Ooh. Nearly ripped my whole nail off then. So, and you know what's stupid? I've been faffing about, nearly ripping all my nails off, and I've just noticed this here. So, if you order from Speedy Hen, just look for this tab here. And look at the difference. Look how quickly it opens. Honestly, I couldn't wrestle my way out of a paper bag. I'm not useless. So, but I've ordered from them before, and this is why. But I just want to show you the level of quality they're packing. They ensure that the box fits the book perfectly. So it's completely in its own cocoon, so it's not going to get damaged. Unless you're a numpty who tries to open the box the wrong way, like I did. So just look for the little tab, and it opens up. And safely nestled inside. I've never seen a company wrap the box so well. Safely inside, you get a receipt, which we're not going to look at. So to make sure it's completely airtight. So the book is in mint condition, unlike unlike Amazon, where you're taking your life in your hands when you're ordering from them. And it is Nemesis Book 4. So, as you know, I've been buying Nemesis the Wallach. It's one of my favourite comic strips of all time, period, no matter what comic company it's from. So we're coming up to the latter years now. There's just one more volume to go, volume 5, which I will be getting hopefully next month. And I think once I've got them all, I will do a review of the whole story as a complete entity. So this is Nemesis the Warlock Volume 4, written of course by Pat Mills, but this is where the art becomes interesting because it moves away from the regular Nemesis team of, say, Kevin O'Neill and later on Brian Talbot. And you have David Roach, who's also a fantastic artist and an amazing curator of the history of British comics. John Hicklinson, who sadly he has left us for about 4 years ago now. He had a severe terminal illness, and Carl Critchlow. And there's a blurb from Kieran Gillen here. Pat Mills almost always comes down on the side of chaos, and that's very true. But let's just look at this wonderful Kevin O'Neill cover, what sets the whole book off. The definitive editions are huge. So, for comparison, here's my Dr. Fate compendium, what I'm reading at the moment, which is a comic book size. So, as you can see, they're bigger than that, a lot bigger. So, it's £24.99. This cost me £18 from Speedy Hen. Like I said, it's wonderfully oversized. You've got your bios in the back, advertising, other stuff. You've got your extras like sketches, unseen art pages, and so on. The paper is a very, very thick stock. That's your frontispiece. I just adore this format. Rebellion, I'd say Rebellion and Fantagraphics are at present my favourite publishers of collected editions. They just do it with such love and care and consideration. So there's well over 200 pages. Like I said, it's in this big, glorious, oversized version. And this is where John Hicklinson comes on. His art style is so different. I was obsessed with John Hicklinson growing up in the 80s. I basically ripped him. Two artists I tried to rip off when I was about 17 and 18, and it was John Hicklinson and Bill Sienkiewicz. You know who I mean. But just look at this. There's just something. I mean, Kevin O'Neill was disturbing, but John Hicklinson was really disturbing, as you can see here. everything just slightly off kilter and just weird. Just a genius. It's such a shame that he's no longer with us. There is a documentary about his last times. He did a, which I need to hunt down as a, he did a book before he died, which is meant to be really, really excellent, disturbing and yet moving at the same time. I mean, look at his version of Nemesis. Completely alien, really alien, compared to, even more than how he normally is illustrated. And here, the line work is just gorgeous. And it's really popping on this wonderful matte paper. And this is his version of Torquemada. I copied this page so much growing up. I got so much influence from his art style. I just adored it. It was just something really, really wonderful. Him and Simon Harrison, I think, as well, was another 2000 AD artist who doesn't get enough love. Again, just beautiful. And this, for me, this was like one of the best images I've seen of Nemesis. It really leaned heavily into the occultic, satanic nature of Nemesis. Like these two pages, just mind blowing how he could think up this this body of work. Just the faces were disturbing. Everything was disturbing. This Gothic architecture here. I highly, highly, highly. If I had to recommend one series from 2000 AD, which wasn't an Alan Moore related one, it would always be Nemesis. This is for me, this is the high point of any comic. It's just genius. Oh my god, look at that! I forgot how there's a wonderful chaotic style to him, and it just fits Nemesis so well. And even his color work was wonderful as well. And again, beautiful. This is Clint Langley. Yeah, Clint Langley, who went on to do Slain. He did Slain for a bit, and they initially started using like models, live action people, but then computerized them, and he did some really interesting stuff with it. But now we come on to the next book, which is Purity Story, and the art is completely different, which matches the tone of the story, which is something clever what Pat Mills does. He cherry picks his artists to suit each story of Nemesis. And this is by David Roach, who, apart from doing work for 2000 AD, he's done quite a bit for Doctor Who as well, Doctor Who magazine. And he is doing a new strip in 2000 AD recently, which is really nice. I can't remember the name of it. But like I said, completely different, but again, equally beautiful, but in a different. This is classically beautiful, beautiful. But again, the panel layouts wonderful, and we get to see his version of Nemesis, which is much more like his version is much more like Nemesis, the Rock gods, if that makes sense. And then there's a Liam Sharp poster here of Purity and Nemesis. But again, I love that illustration of his face. And you can see with David Roach's artwork was getting more and more refined, more and more illustrative. I mean, just wonderful use of light and shade. And the action layouts as well. I honestly don't think there's anything that David Roach can't illustrate. Is this David Roach? Yeah, David Roach again. Again, art style still evolving. I thought that was Liam Sharp initially. Like I said, completely different to John Hicklington, but just as jaw-droppingly impressive. We were eating well in 2000 AD in the 80s. There was the mid to late 80s of 2000 AD was a real creative high point of any kind of comic. Wow, I mean, look at that. The detail in that page. That's like something from a Cerebus comic with Dave Sim and Gerhard doing the backgrounds. That level of detail. Then we have some. This is what I do love about these definitive editions. They literally do throw in everything related to the characters. Got some nice posters here. One by Mick Austin, who did Madman in Warrior magazine, um, which I loved. It didn't last long though. And then here's one by John Hicklenton. His art style is evolving. So we now come on to the return of John Hicklenton with Book 9, Deathbringer. Again, his art style has changed. He had this weird thing with these next, and I loved it. I like artists that look definitive. You know, you can tell who they are instantly. You know, he's not like one of these Marvel artists what you get nowadays, where they're interchangeable. You couldn't mistake Hickleton for anybody else. It's like you couldn't mistake Richard Corbin for anybody else, or Mike Mignola for anybody else. And apparently, that's the lead singer of Killing Joke, what he used for reference. So here, this was brutal. There's an attack with a hammer. So basically, Torquemada now is basically like a skinhead boot boy kind of villain. Because if Pat Mills can throw in a healthy dose of politics, he will do. It's wonderful. Oh, this is just beautiful. I've still got to read volume 3, and I think I am meant to be reading. I'm read about 4 books of it so far. The Doctor Fate Omnibus, Compendium, I mean. But this, oh god, I think I need to be unfaithful and jump back onto Nemesis. Like I said, I've got book volume 3 to read because I only got that recently. I need to read this. And then we come to some more posters, and then there's some little X final strips. So this final part of book 9. Again, Hickleton art style slightly changing. But he just does some of the most demonic faces again, but in a really cool, exciting way. I mean, look at the detail on the nose there. You can see the bones. Just wonderful. Very almost like shades of Sam Keith and how he draws women or drew women. And then there's this story, which was a colour one. This is Nemesis and Deadlock. Deadlock is from ABC Warriors. There's a big reveal in Nemesis about the secret of Deadlock. He basically looks like a robotic version of Nemesis. And this is painted by Carl Critchlow. In the 80s, 2000 AD, really, they kind of like brought in the craze for painted comic art with Simon Bisley and then other people, Jet Lepton, and of course, as with most things that start in the UK comics, America wanted some of it and they moved over to America a lot, these artists. But beautiful, glorious. Again, totally different. Wonderful Nicholson poster there. Just wonderful. So, really, really satisfied with that. Gorgeous, beautiful book. So, there's that and that. Like I said, just 2 books, but I think they're 2 really great books that push what you can do with comic art. There is going to be another unboxing, hopefully either tomorrow or Friday, because I've got a parcel coming from my favorite eBay seller, who I won't give details of because they basically just sell everything that I want. So well, even the most obscure stuff I can think of, I check online, it suddenly appears there. So it's kind of like a magic toy shop for me, and I'm loving it. So I've got a big parcel from them, and it only cost me £19, including post. That's including the postage. So I'll be sharing that with you soon. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall speak to you soon. Whoop, bye.